It was a quiet Thursday evening in Manhattan's West Village, the kind of spring night when the sidewalk smelled of tulips and fresh rain. Inside L'Ardente, a newly opened upscale French-Italian fusion spot, the lighting was moody, the plating exquisite, and the reservations fully booked for weeks. At precisely 7 p.m., a black couple entered the restaurant, stylish, confident, and right on time. The woman wore an emerald green dress that complemented her dark skin beautifully, her locks styled into a crown. The man was in a charcoal sport coat over a crisp white button-down, his silver cufflinks glinting under the chandelier's glow. They gave their name at the host stand, Hamilton, party of two. The host scanned the list, hesitated for a second, then nodded. Of course, right this way. As they were led past the crowded tables, a few diners glanced over. Curious, the couple carried themselves with quiet authority, too polished to be out of place, but too unfamiliar to be recognized. They weren't celebrities, not in the usual sense. Their server arrived moments later, mid-20s, white, trying a little too hard to project charm. He didn't ask their names. "Hey folks," he said, placing down water with a clang. "So just to let you know, the prices here are, a bit higher than your average spot, but the portions are smaller. It's about the experience, you know?" The couple exchanged a glance, and he continued. "We usually recommend the set tasting menu for first-timers. It's like a tour of the chef's vision. But if you're looking for something more affordable, I can point out a few a la carte options too." "Actually," the woman said, her voice smooth, "we'll take the full tasting menu and the wine pairings." "Oh," the waiter blinked. "Sure. Great." He walked off quickly, cheeks flushed. Once he was out of earshot, the man smiled. "Strike one," he whispered. The woman raised her wine glass. "Let's see if the food can redeem the service." Unbeknownst to the staff, the couple was none other than Kendra and Malcolm Hamilton, two of the most respected restaurant critics in New York. They wrote under pseudonyms for the Culinary Chronicle and had authored a best-selling book on food culture and race in fine dining, Palates and Prejudice. They never announced themselves. Their reservations were booked through a private assistant under aliases. Their mission was simple: to experience the restaurant exactly as anyone else would. And this experience was already off to a rocky start. The waiter returned with amused bouches and began listing ingredients incorrectly. "This is a beet tartare with goat cheese foam," he said. Malcolm looked down at the dish, confused. "Looks like tuna crudo." "It's beet," the waiter insisted. It was tuna. Strike two. The courses that followed were hit or miss, artfully presented but inconsistent. One dish, a squid ink risotto, was undersalted and slightly gummy. A lamb chop was beautifully seared, but served lukewarm. Meanwhile, the table next to them, a white couple in casual attire, received enthusiastic explanations, chef greetings, and even a complimentary dish on the house. Kendra jotted notes discreetly in her phone. The final course, a basil-infused panna cotta, was served with no explanation. Just a rushed, "Here you go," as the waiter darted off again. When the check came, it was slipped onto the table without a word. The next morning, the Culinary Chronicle published a new review. L'Ardente, a stunning space that stumbles on substance and service, by KH and MH. The critique was surgical and fair. Praise was given to the pastry chef and the sommelier. The decor was described as sumptuous yet unpretentious. But the review also called out the waiter, without naming him, for assuming the couple could not afford the tasting menu and for giving less than equal attention. There's no room for assumptions in hospitality. If a restaurant wants to play in the elite dining arena, it must remember, respect is not a luxury, it's the baseline. Within 48 hours, the story blew up on food blogs and social media. Yadurun Palates and Prejudice trended on Twitter. Imagine thinking the black couple at table 7 couldn't afford the wine. They wrote the book on wine. The restaurant issued an apology, citing training opportunities and a renewed commitment to inclusivity. But the damage was done. 2 weeks later, Malcolm and Kendra dined anonymously at another new opening across town. This time, the host greeted them warmly. The service was impeccable, and every dish arrived with care and precision. On their way out, a young server, also black, caught Malcolm's eye and subtly nodded. A quiet thank you. Kendra smiled. Another review was already writing itself in her mind.